Tiga.
Hi everyone! Today we're going to make a movie review about Harry Potter, The Sorcerer's Stone. First, I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Valdi. This is Surya, Kelly, and Chandra.
Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain? You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what? Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
In a few moments, you will pass through these doors and join your classmates.
Keep an eye on the staircases. They like to change.
Good afternoon, class. Welcome to your first flying lesson. Stick your right hand over the broom and say up. Wow. Mr. Longbottom, exactly where do you think you're going?
Do you really have the scar? Wicked.
Mr. Potter, our new celebrity.
First years should note that the dark forest is strictly forbidden, that no magic's to be used between the classes in the corridors.
Petrificus totalis.
The third floor corridor is out of bounds to everyone who does not wish to suffer a most painful death.
Understand this, Harry, because it's very important. Not all wizards are good.
I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed. Or worse, expelled. She needs to sort out her priorities.
I think it is clear that we can expect great things from you.
In late 1981, Albus Dumbledore, Minerva McGonagall, and Rubeus Hagrid, professors of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, deliver a recently orphaned infant named Harry Potter to his only remaining relatives, the Dursleys. 10 years later, Harry has an uncomfortable life with the Dursleys. A few days later, Harry begins receiving unsolicited letters by owls. After the Dursleys escape to an island to avoid more letters, Hagrid reappears and informs Harry that he is actually a wizard and has been accepted to Hogwarts against the Dursleys' wishes. After taking to the Diagon Alley to buy his supplies for Hogwarts and a pet owl named Hedwig as a birthday present, Hagrid tells him about his parents, James and Lily Potter. They were killed by Voldemort. Harry, the only survivor in the chaos, thus became well known in the wizarding world as the boy who lived. Harry is then taken to King's Cross Station to board a train to Hogwarts, where he meets three other students: Ron Weasley, whom he quickly befriends, Hermione Granger, an intelligent witch born to Muggle parents, and Draco Malfoy, a boy from a wealthy wizarding family, with whom he immediately clashes. After arriving to school, the students assemble in the Great Hall, where all the first years are sorted by the sorting hat between four houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Although the sorting hat considers putting Harry in Slytherin with Draco, he is placed into Gryffindor alongside Ron and Hermione. At Hogwarts, Harry begins learning magic spells and discovers more about his past and parents. After recovering the remember of Gryffindor, student Neville Longbottom, Harry is recruited for Gryffindor's Quidditch team as a seeker, an extremely rare feat for first-year students. While exploring the school one night, Harry, Ron, and Hermione discover a giant three-headed dog named Fluffy in a restricted area of the school. Ron then insults Hermione after being embarrassed by her in a charms lesson. causing Hermione to lock herself in the girls' bedroom. She is attacked by a marauding troll, but Harry and Ron save her, befriending her in the process. The children later find out Fluffy is guarding the Philosopher's Stone, an object that has the power to turn any metal into gold and produce a potion that grants immortality. Harry suspects that potion's teacher and head of Slytherin House, Severus Snape, is trying to obtain the stone in order to return Voldemort to physical form. Hagrid accidentally reveals to the trio that Fluffy will fall asleep if played music. Harry, Ron, and Hermione decide that night to try and find the stone before Snape. They discover an already asleep Fluffy and face a series of safeguards, including a deadly plant known as Devil's Snares, a room filled with aggressive flying keys that bruise Harry, and a dangerous life-size game of chess that almost kills Ron. After getting past the task, Harry discovers that it was defense against the dark arts teacher Quirrell, who was trying to claim the stone. Snape had actually been protecting Harry all along. Quirrell removes his turban and reveals a wig Voldemort living on the back of his head. Through an enchantment placed by Dumbledore, Harry finds the stone in his possession. Voldemort attempts to bargain the stone from Harry in exchange for reviving his parents, but Harry refuses. Quirrell attempts to kill Harry in response. However, he is instead killed after Harry ends up burning his skin, reducing Quirrell to dust and causing Voldemort to rise from his ashes. Harry is knocked unconscious in the process. Harry recovers in the school hospital with Dumbledore at his side. Dumbledore explains that the stone has been destroyed and that Ron and Hermione are safe. Dumbledore also reveals how Harry was able to defeat Quirrell. When Harry's mother died to save him, her death gave Harry a love-based protection against Voldemort. Harry, Ron, and Hermione are rewarded with house points for their heroic performance, trying them for first place with Slytherin. Dumbledore then awards 10 points to Neville for attempting to stop the trio, granting Gryffindor the host cup. Harry returns home for the summer, happy to finally have a real home in Hogwarts.
Professor Minerva McGonagall is the strict but wise head of Gryffindor and a Transfiguration professor, and also one of the teachers who dropped Harry on his aunt's house. McGonagall is portrayed by Maggie Smith. Hagrid is Hogwarts' landkeeper and the person in charge to take care of the magical creatures in Hogwarts, and also Harry's close friend. Hagrid is the one who dropped Harry on Harry's aunt's house and picks Harry up to Hogwarts. Hagrid is portrayed by Robbie Coltrane. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry is a boarding school for wizards and witches in England, and has an entrance from London in the Muggle world. Hogwarts has a house for each personality the student has, such as Gryffindor for the brave, Slytherin for the ambitious, Hufflepuff for the loyal ones, and Ravenclaw for the knowledgeable ones. Each house has a head teacher, prefect, and a head boy and girl. The head of Gryffindor is Professor McGonagall, head of Slytherin is Professor Snape, head of Hufflepuff is Professor Sprout, and head of Ravenclaw is Professor Flitwick. Harry Potter is an orphan who grew up with his aunt's family in Surrey, but got an acceptance letter to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry for wizards and witches, which Harry Potter just found out that his parents were wizard and witch, so Harry needs to adjust to his new life in Hogwarts. Harry is portrayed by Daniel Radcliffe.
Demise at the hands of Lord
Voldemort is the Lord
a
of the
malevolent,
Death Eaters
all-powerful...
for his followers, and Voldemort is also the one who killed Harry Potter's parents and gave Harry Potter his lightning scar across his forehead. Voldemort is portrayed by Richard Bremer. Ronald Weasley is Harry's friend he met in Hogwarts Express, who is a pureblood and also his roommate. Ron is known to be clumsy and scaredy cat. Ron is portrayed by Rupert Grint. Hermione Granger is Harry's female friend he also met in the Hogwarts Express, who is very smart and is Muggle-born, who received Hogwarts letter, and also Harry's housemate. Hermione is portrayed by Emma Watson. Professor Severus Snape is the potions professor who was mean to Harry, Ron, and Hermione but actually has a nice purpose. Snape is portrayed by the late Alan Rickman. Professor Quirrell is a defense against the dark arts in Hogwarts, but is a Death Eater who has Voldemort at the back of his head as a parasite. Quirrell is portrayed by Ian Hart.
Honestly, I think Harry Potter is the one of the best fantasy movie. I love the idea about kids learning magic. It's such a cool idea. The storyline of this movie is really interesting from beginning to end, and everything is awesome. Then it's had own mystery. Surprisingly, at the end of the movie, we got to see Voldemort for the first time in this Harry Potter series. The script is well constructed, the cinematography are beautiful to look at, and all the three child actors are brilliant at that moment with their roles and their dialogues. These three actors and these three characters are one of the biggest reasons why this movie is so successful. One of my favorite things about Sorcerer's Stone is that fantasy element, and it's such an inviting movie that families can enjoy.
The flaws in this film is I think that first, it is not as accurate as it is in the novel. There are some parts of the novel that are not included in this film. The second is that this movie's graphic is very low because it is made years ago, and that the special effect is not realistic. And lastly, I think the way this film tried to explain their characters and their universe is too long, and that the main problem of this film is too close to the end.
That's all our review, and we will give this film a rating 4 out of 5 stars.
So thank you for watching. Bye.